What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin, and today we have some exciting news to share with the Goon Squad community. Can you believe it? We got the announcement for Set 4. This is going to be Disney Lorcana Ursula's return, and we have so much news to go along with it. Real quick, I just want to say huge shout out to obviously Team Lorcana that was doing the Lorcana cast on Twitter. It was like basically their own version of a podcast that hosted two members of Team Lorcana and the Illumateers. So big shout out to Liam and Aaron. You guys are a blessing to the Lorcana community, and it was honestly really cool to see you guys up there talking about these new card reveals and all this news that we got, because we got news about the new organized competitive play, some prize cards, and a bunch of other stuff that we're gonna go over in this video in case you missed it. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you are a Lorcana Goon, and because it does support the channel. And be sure to check the link in the description below if you want to see the Twitch stream VOD. I'm sure the whole VOD podcast episode, the whole video is still on Twitch if you guys want to go see it yourselves. But yeah, man, oh my goodness, so much to talk about, so much. But first of all, we're going to talk about the Ursula's return, which is the new set coming out. This is going to be coming out on May 17th and May 31st on the big box retailers, and this is the official Set 4. We even got a couple card reveals that I want to go over, along with some cool product reveals as well. So be sure to stick around while we go through all of this and more. In fact, all the product information is now on the official Disney Lorcana website. If you guys want to go check it out, be sure to check out the website and hit products and go to the Ursula's return, because you can look at all the new products coming out. Check it out here, my goons. We have the new booster packs that feature the new Ariel Floodborn on it. We have a sea suit and a new Ursula card as the cover cards. We have a new Illumineer Strove here, and then the two new starter decks, which are going to be Amethyst Amber and Sapphire Steel. We have Encanto now as part of the Lorcana universe. I know so many people have been asking for this. Yes, we're getting Bruno, we're getting all the characters from Encanto, everybody. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Look, we have the starter decks right here, pre-constructed, come with the same things. We have the booster packs, we have the troves, which come with the 5 dividers, but these dividers, we have rarity dividers now instead of just regular ink style dividers. So that's kind of cool. We have a common, uncommon, rare, a super rare, a legendary, which is gold, and the enchanted rare divider. So if you guys are collecting enchanted, now you have a way to sort them out a little easier, right? And this is one of the cooler things. Instead of a gift set, we're getting the Defeat the Sea Witch Illumineer's Quest, which is actually really freaking cool. It's a co-op mode. It's a way for you to play by yourself or with your homies, with the family, against a basically an Ursula opponent, you know? Reading it out loud, it says, face an opponent like no other. In this thrilling Disney Lorcana TCG experience, you must stand against Ursula and her entangled glimmers, even as her power increase. As her powers increase, cunning as ever, the Sea Witch plays by her own rules, and with her all new special deck, try all 4 difficulty levels. So, with the contents in this box, you can take on Ursula's forces solo or cooperatively with a friend. You can also add up to 2 more friends with decks to your side for a total of 4 players. Players can use any standard Disney Lorcana deck. The whole gift set includes the Oversight Ursula card, which is like the boss monster that you have to play against. Ursula's Scenario deck, which is 50 cards. That's pretty stacked in my opinion. 2 pre-built decks, 60 cards each. 2 oversized cards. 1 Deep Trouble Playmat, an Ursula Draw token, 3 Lore Tracker tokens, 29 damage counters, 1 Secret Victory card, which we don't know what that is, and the Deep Trouble Rules Sheet. So, if you ever wanted to play Lorcana with your family on a less, I guess, competitive level, you can now play a TCG with your family against, I don't want to say an AI or a computer, but, you know, you're playing against a non-real opponent, which is pretty cool, because most trading card games are meant to be player versus player. This is the first time that I've ever seen a scenario like this, where you can buy a product, it's almost like a board game, and you have to win against the actual board game, which in this case is going to be the Ursula Sea Witch. So that's really cool. If you are a family fun player, this is going to go a long way for you. We even got some new accessories here going on. Look at this. We have a giant Tinkerbell playmat coming in Set 4, and we have the Rapunzel. This is like the promo Rapunzel you get for League Play. I forget what the Rapunzel's called, but we're getting that as a playmat as well. And then we're getting Genie sleeves and Snow White sleeves, along with the corresponding deck boxes as well. So I love the giant Tinkerbell playmat, dude. Giant Tinkerbell is probably one of my favorite cards in all of Lorcana. It's the first enchanted rare that I ever copped because I just wanted it. I've never sold it. I actually had to buy it on the secondary market because I never pulled it or nothing. But man, giant Tinkerbell, play that. I need this playmat, bro. That's so awesome. I'm a little disappointed that we're not getting a new playmat from set 4, like a set 4 character, but I'll take it. I'll take a giant sync playmat any day. Heck yeah. And for the first card reveal that we got, we have a new shift, Ursula, the Sea Witch Queen. This is a 7 inkable character. It's a shift 5. It's a Floorborn, villain, queen, and sorcerer. Has 4 strength, 7 willpower, and quests for 3 lore, and with an ability, 2 abilities actually. One of the first ones being whenever this character quests, exert chosen character. So you can exert an chosen character, either your character or an opposing character, kind of like Elsa and Pinocchio, you know what I mean? And the next ability is other characters can't exert to sing songs. So you're going to be able to stop your opponent down a little bit, and it kind of does hinder you as well, so you're not going to be able to sing any songs if this Ursula is on the board. But I imagine this is the Ursula you're probably going to have to battle against in that co-op mode in that gift set. So this is going to put you at a disadvantage against the Ursula because you cannot sing your songs by exerting them. So that's kind of interesting. There's even an extra tab on the website right now that goes a little bit deeper into explaining the Deep Trouble quest for the gift set, the Lumineers. So check out this artwork though, beautiful artwork. We have the Lumineers right here, some of them floating around. Then we have the Ariel over here who's commanding an attack. We got John Silver, that's really dope. And then we have Mickey Mouse over here. I think that's BLT Mickey Mouse. So if you didn't know, the Lorcana story is basically like this whole situation where like people like us become Lumineers, and the ink flood ends up infecting a bunch of other characters and whatnot, and we didn't really know what was causing it. And I believe in Rise of the Floodborn it alluded a lot to Ursula being one of the causes, because I think at the end of that trailer there's like a tentacle, but basically this is the end of that storyline. What's happening now is Ursula is the main boss. She's the one that's been behind all this ruckus in the Grand Illuminary, and now it's our duty to take her down. It's our duty to take her down. I freaking love it. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna try and play this with my niece, my brothers who don't play Lorcana. I'm just gonna try and convince them to play this game. Maybe even on Christmas. It'll be like one of those Christmas games. You know, I used to play board games a lot on Christmas, and now we can do something like this with the family. Check this out. We got a better view right here of the trading, the Lumineers quest Deep Trouble. So let's go right here. Team up with friends or play alone to defeat Ursula. It releases at the same time as the rest of the set. Ursula's rising to PC's power in Lorcana. Look at all these beautiful tokens we get. We got some gold cards. I wonder what that's about. Only the victors can claim this prize. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's a special prize card you get when you finish the story mode. So the 2 decks right here, we have some new card reveals that we'll go over in a minute. Ursula's army, we have a gold backing on these cards. That's super nice. Multiple levels of difficulty, so that's pretty cool too. So yeah, like I mentioned before, man, a co-op mode that you can also play solo, or you can play with your homies or your families. That's really awesome. Very innovative. Love to see it. And I'm not gonna let this play too long, but if you didn't know, there's a whole trailer on the website that you can go watch to further explain the story. So go to the Lorcana website, check out this trailer. It's freaking awesome. But now let's get on to some of these new cards that we have revealed from this set. First of all, like I said, we're getting Encanto in this set, which is really awesome to see. We have a whole starter deck dedicated to the Madrigal family, which is really cool. So as you can see here, we have everybody ranging from Felix to Bruno to Dolores, etc., etc. Let's get on into some of these card reveals that we have. But let's take a look at some of these awesome card reveals, starting with this new Anna Sapphire card. We have a 2 inkable Anna, Braving the Storm, has 1 strength, 4 willpower. It's a Dreamborn hero queen, and you're going to see heroes are making a bigger impact in this meta. So this is going to have an ability that says, if you have another hero character in play, this character gains +1, with the flavor text that says, after talking to Olaf, Anna marched into the unexpected storm to save Kristoff. Hey, that's a really cool flavor text right there. I'd love to see that. It is a common card, nothing too crazy, but we'll see what type of hero synergy it does have in the future. Speaking of heroes, we have a new Goofy Super Goof. This is a Storyborn hero character, 4 inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower that has Rush. And another ability that says when this character challenges another character, gain 2 lore. So we have some more lore gaining synergy abilities in the ruby color coming very soon. That's pretty cool. I like this artwork personally. I think it's pretty awesome. A flavor text that reads, never underestimate the power of a goof. We also have this new hero, Floodborn Princess Mulan, Elite Archer. This is pretty dope. It's a 6 inkable ruby card, shift 5, by the way. So if you have a Mulan, you can shift it on turn 5. When you play this character, if you use shift to play her, she gets +3 strength this turn. So it'll become a 5 strength character if you use shift. And then another ability that says triple shot. During your turn, when this character deals damage to another character in a challenge, deal the same amount of damage to up to 2 chosen characters. So potentially up to 15 damage spread across the opposing board if you use shift to play here. But if not that, you're still able to deal 2 damage to 2 other characters, which is pretty nice in my opinion. So our first legendary revealed right here in the ruby color combination with the Mulan Elite Archer. I also do want to mention real quick, I love the freaking artwork on this. This is pretty awesome. I like the little nods to the Ursula kind of tentacles, or what it looks like the ink almost flooding into the side. So you can really tell the difference between the sets based off of the artwork too. The borders break on this one a little bit with the arrows, and if you didn't know, it's kind of a nod to the movie too, where Mulan shoots 3 arrows and they hit all 3 targets. So that's pretty awesome to see. Now let's start off talking about the Encanto cards with Maribel Madrigal right here, Gift of the Family. This is going to be a 5 ink uninkable character, has 3 strength, 5 willpower, and support, with an ability that says whenever this character quests, your other Madrigal characters get +1 lore this turn. So they get their own key term name in this set. That's pretty cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first archetype, I guess, in Lorcana that we have, where they have their own key term, but it's also in their name. So as you can see right here, the little stats read Dreamborn, Hero, and Madrigal. So that is really cool. The whole family is actually going to have those key terms. We can even take a look at the rest of them here to see how they synergize. Julieta over here, she's going to have a 3-1-4 stat line. It's going to have an ability that says when you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. If you remove damage this way, you may draw a card. So that's kind of cool. It's like another version of Rapunzel, but this is going to fit within that synergy of Madrigal. And then we have another little key term here, a Mentor. I think this is the first time we see Mentor in Lorcana, right? So there you go, Storyborn, Mentor, Madrigal with a flavor text that says "Eat this, mi amor." So that's really awesome to see. I am literally getting chills right now reading these with us in Spanish, bro. Like, you have no idea how much this means to me. You know what I mean? So if you haven't seen Encanto, please watch it. I definitely think you should watch it. 3 inkable character. Love to see it. Love to see the synergy. Let's not forget about Dolores Madrigal, easy listener right here. It's going to be a 4 inkable character, 3 strength, 3 willpower, Storyborn ally Madrigal, and an ability that says Magical Informant. When you play this character, if an opponent has an exerted character in play, you may draw a card. So if you're playing against an aggressive deck and they've been questing, and then on your turn 4, you'll be able to draw a card, and she quests for 2. So 4-3-3 that quests for 2 is already a good stat line in my opinion, but being able to possibly draw a card on play is kind of nice. We have Luisa here, the magically strong one. It's also going to be Storyborn ally Madrigal. She's a 4 uninkable with 4 strength, 3 willpower, very similar to the 4 cost Mulan that we have in Ruby. That's the only ability she has, Rush. And the flavor text reading, this rock, no problem. Go get that prophecy, hermana. Ooh, that is some nice flavor text. I love it. Next up, we got Felix Madrigal. This is going to be a 3 cost inkable amber card. He's going to have 2 strength, 4 willpower, and a fun-loving family man. So that's pretty cool. No ability, but it is going to have an ability to quest for 2. So yeah, it's 2 lore with a flavor text that reads, who needs a gift when you're having this much fun? And last but not least, what everybody's been waiting for, we have Bruno Madrigal here, out of the shadow, Storyborn ally Madrigal, 5 uninkable, 4 strength, 5 willpower character that says when you play this character, chosen character gains the following effect. When this character is banished in a challenge, you may return this character to your hand, and it only gains it for that turn. So it's kind of like Marshmallow. Remember Marshmallow in chapter 1? Bruno will be able to give any chosen character that Marshmallow type ability, so that when it gets banished, you can put it back to your hand. Only for that turn though, so it doesn't last forever. But I feel like I have some already spicy ideas that you can cook up with this to ensure that you get some cards back to your hand. So hey man, that's really cool. Really love to see Encanto here. I know so many people were waiting for this film to be introduced into the Lorcana space. But that's not all. We have some more characters to reveal because the Team Lorcana was nice enough to give us an abundance of information today. We have a 1 inkable Daisy Duck Lovely Lady. This character has a 1 strength, 3 willpower, no ability, does quest for 1 with an ability that says Sweet Daisy, the fairest duck I ever met. Each flaxen lock of a rush of flowing gold. Her bill, the color of summer sunset. Exquisite plumes, a wonder to behold. This is hilarious. It's a straight up poem for the flavor text. So, more Amber support, some some 1/1/3 characters, which is cool to see. For my villains out there, shout out Lorcana villain, we have a new Hans, a Sapphire Hans. This is going to be a 3 inkable Hans, 3 strength, 2 willpower, noble scoundrel. Now this dude is going to have the following ability. When you play this character, if a princess or queen character is in play, gain 1 lore. So if you're playing a deck with Amethyst that's gaining like lore like goats or whatever, this is going to let you gain a little bit more lore a little bit quicker. Flavor text says Hans was confident he could bring Anna to Ursula. All he needed was something of Kristoff's to lure her in. That is actually crazy. Hans working with Ursula. I mean, I would not put it past him, beneath him. I mean, but geez, are you serious, Hans? You're gonna do the humans like that? You're gonna work with the Sea Witch? Hans is a true villain. That is wild. Another Sapphire card reveal. We have Rapunzel, Appreciative Artist. She is a 5 inkable character, 3 strength, 5 willpower that quests for 3, with an ability that says, while you have a character named Pascal in play, this character gains ward. Pascal, a new flower for the wall. That's the flavor text right there. So some Pascal synergy. We're starting to see the movie, the actual storyline make an impact in the Lorcana gameplay, which is cool. You know, it'll synergize very well with the thematically, is what it's called. So if you have Pascal on board, you give these characters some extra abilities, and I would like to see more of that in Lorcana. I would really like to see more thematic synergy with the characters in the game. I feel like that would go a really long way. So this is really cool. I'm really glad they're introducing this card to the set. Next up, we have Triton's Trident. This was actually, I believe, the last card revealed during that video podcast, and this is going to be a 2 inkable item, symbol of power. You banish this item, chosen character gains +1 strength for each card in your hand, and that's like permanent. Doesn't seem like that's just for that turn. So you'll be able to leave the strength on that character for good, which is kind of cool. So, and then it's an Amethyst card, and we all know Amethyst's favorite thing to do is to draw a card. So you're always going to have a card in your hand, or multiple cards in hand with Amethyst, so it does have that Amethyst synergy. But let's get on to some of these spicy Floodborne characters that we have here. It's looking like we got Ursula, Sonic Warrior. This is a Steel Floodborne Hero Princess. This Ariel is going to be a 6 inkable character, Sonic Warrior Steel, by the way, so it's going to have synergy with everybody's favorite Amber Steel. This character reads, Shift 4, you can pay 4 to play this on an Ariel. Whenever you play a song, you may pay 2 extra ink to deal 3 damage to chosen character, and she quests for 2. So it's like having Smash on Ariel already, like an ability, like a Smash ability. So if you play your Ariel on turn 3, you get a free song, and then next turn you can shift onto your Amber Ariel to play this, and you can pay 2 extra ink to deal that damage if you sing this and that song, which is kind of cool. So not a bad card at all. It has 8 willpower, which is actually pretty hefty, so that card's gonna stick around for a while. Along with that Ariel, we're also getting some more Steel synergy with this Mickey Mouse Playful Sorcerer. It's a 5 inkable character with Broom synergy. Shout out to all my Broom Goons out there who've been wanting to make the Broom deck work. So this character is going to have 3 strength, 4 willpower. It's a Floodborne Hero Sorcerer, a Shift 3, so you can play for 3 ink on another Mickey Mouse. Now this Mickey Mouse has Resist +1. When you play this character, deal damage to chosen character equal to the number of Broom characters you have in play. So more of that Broom Goon synergy. It's looking like we can finally make the Broom deck a real threat, and I'm loving it. So this is kind of cool. Super excited to see the artwork on this one too. As you can see, we have those tentacles coming up on the corners, and it's almost looking like you can see the rest of the artwork behind the text actually, which is very interesting. So yeah, they really did a lot with the artwork on this set coming. And along with that Mickey Mouse, we're getting Yen Sid, the Powerful Sorcerer, our 2nd legendary reveal. This is going to be an Amethyst legendary, 2 inkable character, 1 strength, 3 willpower, and it has 2 abilities. When you play this character, if you have a character named Magic Broom in play, you may draw a card. Then the next ability is, while you have 2 or more Broom characters in play, this character gains +2 lore. Legendary Amethyst, first official legendary Amethyst card that we've seen. 2nd legendary in general. Looking like the Broom deck might actually be viable in the next coming set. Let me know if you're a Broom Goon in the comments below, and if you're looking forward to this. Love the artwork. Kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time I thought Yen Sid and Merlin were the same dude, so this is actually kind of crazy to me. But that's all for the card reveals that we got today. And now I want to move on to something that I find just fascinating, something that I'm super excited for. This is what I consider the bread and butter, the biscuits, if you will. We have the Lorcana challenge. This is pretty crazy to me because this is going to be the first like big event challenge thing that we are getting. It's almost like not like a national championships, but it's like a bigger version of like regional championships, much bigger version than the set championships that we're getting very, very soon. But this specifically reads as Illumineers across the globe will soon be able to compete in the Disney Lorcana Challenge, a new competitive event circuit for the Disney Lorcana TCG. Launching May 25th, Disney Lorcana Challenge offers players the chance to win exclusive prizes, including an extended art of the Dragonfire promo card for all participants. We got a bunch of promo cards with this, my goons. I am so excited. You have no idea how cool this looks. I'm about to share them right now on the screen, but additionally, players can earn extended art versions of popular cards from previous releases like Let It Go, Cinderella Stout-Hearted, Rapunzel Gifted with Healing, and the top 4 players will also receive a serialized extended art version of Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. You heard that right. Serialized, my goons. Can you imagine how that's going to make an impact on... Oh, I just can't right now. We're going to look into these right now. Disney Lorcana launches the events in Atlanta, Georgia, and Lille, France. The circuit will feature side events as well, such as the Disney Villainous Tournaments, which were featured at Gen Con and PAX Unplugged. So if you guys want more information, stay tuned. So here are the first official dates announced for the Disney Lorcana Challenge. It's going to be a big competitive tournament that's going to cap at 500 and I think 21 players or something like that. So they are going to have to like sell tickets online. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to enter this event, you're going to have to be on it. If you know other TCGs that do this, you'll know that they sell out. I have tons of friends who play the One Piece TCG, and they always, I guess, complain. They always talk about how I wasn't able to enter this regional because it capped too fast or things like that. And like, you know, that's a really crazy situation when it comes to competitive play. Team Lorcana did say that depending on the demand, they will increase the cap in the future. But for this first one, they're going to cap it at a little over 500 entries. So it's going to be a very cutthroat tournament. It's going to be really hard, I think, to just even sign up for these. Quite frankly, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh regionals that are twice as big just in California alone. So you know the game's pretty new, but I get the feeling that this is going to be a super popular event, especially because they announced those serialized Mickey cards for top 4. But check it out. North America is going to have the first one May 25th through May 26th. The second one and that's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. The second one's going to be on June 8th through the 9th in Chicago, Illinois. And in Europe, you're going to be able to find one in Lille, France on the same date, and Bochum, Germany on July 6th and 7th. So there's 4 more dates to be announced in the US and 2 more dates to be announced in Europe. So stay on the lookout for that. But let's check out these awesome promo cards. First of all, anyone who enters is going to receive this awesome alternate art Dragonfire. This is going to be a full art, and they also mentioned that they reached out to the artist, the original artist, like Luis Huerta right here, who designed the original Dragonfire, and they had them make an extended art version. So if you are able to enter this tournament, you automatically get this promo Dragonfire card, and then if you end up in top cut of this tournament, you're going to be able to get the following card. Top 64 is going to be getting this Let It Go full art. I can't right now. I love it so much. Let It Go is like one of my favorite songs in Disney, and it's probably one of my favorite songs in Lorcana. So you're going to get this for top 64, which is kind of cool. So there is the first prize card. For top 32, you're going to get the Cinderella Stout-Hearted promo card. This looks cooler than the Enchanted Rare cards, my goons. I am in awe. I was hoping for a Cinderella Stout-Hearted Enchanted when this card was first announced, and we didn't get it. I know a lot of people are also wondering why didn't we get a Cinderella Stout-Hearted Enchanted, but this is why. They mentioned that they were holding out on us for this top cut prizing. Top 32 prize card, Cinderella Stout-Hearted. Check out this wonderful art. By the way, all those little swirlies you see right there, those little swirlies that we see right here in the back, all this right here, that's part of the holographic. They said that's going to be the holo foiling right there, and that's going to be a very unique foiling it's going to be a unique foiling that is not found in any other Lorcana cards, by the way. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Top 16 is going to be getting these Rapunzel alternate art cards. Wonderful, very wonderful. So Rapunzel, everybody's favorite legendary from Chapter 1, is getting a prize card version of her top 16. Man, this is going to be so hard to win, but I am so excited to try and win one of these. I am in awe. let's just take a second. Let's just take a little bit of a second to appreciate these, because like I love the idea of prize cards. In general, like as a competitive player, I was really hoping they did this, because I feel like if they didn't do this, it would have made or break the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, they could do cash prizing, and cash prizing is not really my favorite. Some games do that, some don't, and quite frankly, I like the prize cards a lot better. I think it also adds like a bit of like nostalgia, a bit of like, you know, a little bit of a story behind it as well. You know, I imagine they're gonna obviously change the prize cards as years go on, so it's always gonna be, these are gonna be known as like the first Lorcana challenge prize cards. And like I said, these are gonna be bigger than the set championships, obviously, because those are for like your local store. These are gonna be bigger than a regionals, because people are flying out from around the nation probably to try and enter these. So man, I really hope they do multiples. Like I just really hope they do more than enough, so that I at least have a chance to enter the tournament, because I know it's gonna cap out. And if you like that Rapunzel prize card, you're going to be loving this, because you also get a top cut playmat for top 16 of the same Rapunzel artwork. And they confirmed that there's going to be foiling on this playmat. This playmat's going to be foiled. It's going to be a holographic playmat that you get for top 16 in the Lorcana challenge. Oh my goodness. I've never even heard of a foil playmat. How do you even do that? That's insane to me. So top 16, you get all the prizes listed, by the way. So you get all those promo cards and this map. But if you get top 4, you will be awarded with what might be considered one of the new holy grails of Lorcana collectability. Top 4 players will receive a soon-to-be revealed gold new alternate art Mickey Mouse BLT that is serialized. I know I said this a little while ago, but I'm gonna say it again. A serialized Mickey Mouse card. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? If you don't know what serialized cards are, basically it's like a prize card, and it's gonna have like the number on it, and it'll basically explain like, oh, this is 1 out of 4, because you can only get 4 from this from this specific Lorcana challenge, right? I don't know how many it's gonna actually be, because who knows, they might actually just make it like 1 out of 16, and then those 4 go to 4 different events or whatever. But for as for all intents and purposes, you're basically going to be able to keep track of the quantity, who won it, etc., etc. So if you get first place, I imagine yours is going to be the number 1 out of how many, whatever, right? So that's pretty cool. By the way, shout out Lorcana Stan on Instagram for giving me my own prize card goons. I love it. But yeah, the art's not revealed yet. They did, I believe it was Steve Warner, he did mention that it's going to be a gold Mickey Mouse BLT Brave Little Tailor for the top 4 players that is serialized. If you get top 4 at this event, you're going to walk away with one of the most awesome prize cards I've ever heard of. Along with all this information, Team Lorcana also said that they are going to be rolling out their official judge program very soon, alongside the official rules, the new updated rules for Lorcana competitive play, and a rulings database very, very soon. So I do believe they said as soon as next week, they're going to start rolling out all this extra information, so that we can actually like break down what it is to have an organized competitive circuit in Lorcana, and we're going to have actual judge rulings, a judge program, so that's going to make things a whole lot easier, I know, for a lot of us that have been hosting tournaments at our LGS. But let me know what you guys think in the comment of these prize cards. I just gotta say it again, I am so excited for prize cards in Lorcana. You don't know how important this is for a TCG, especially one of this caliber. I already have random friends hitting me up who have never picked up Lorcana. They're just DMing me saying, hey, you play Lorcana, explain it to me, teach it. These are people who play Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Pokemon, all these other card games. They're just flocking to this now because they heard prize cards serialized Mickey. And I know it might rub some people the wrong way, because, you know, some people aren't too fond of the overly competitive circuit, but you know what? To me, that just means the game is growing, and that is a very good sign that this game is going to last a long time. And I don't know about you guys, but I want this game to last a long time. You know, we know about the big 3 TCGs. They've been around since forever, and quite frankly, some of those aren't necessarily the best anymore. And I'm talking specifically about Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? So like, I definitely think that it's time for some of these great companies like Ravensburger, Disney, etc., to like put their money where their mouth is, really showcase what they can offer the TCG community, the competitive community, because to me and a lot of other players, this is our sport, this is our time, and I am super excited for this. You do not know how much this means to me and to a lot of people. Now, there is a little bit of controversy with this event because they did announce a basically new 2-game round format, and I want to thank Musha Report for typing this out because this is on the Musha Report website. Basically, for this event, the first rounds of Swiss, which is basically like the first 8 rounds before Top Cut, is going to be a different format. Normally, we're used to playing a best of 1 or a best of 3. Most tournaments host a best of 3 format, meaning that you have to win 2 games out of the entire match in order to claim that victory. But for this event, they're going to be rolling out this 2-game round format, which basically the 2-game round format is a new way to play Swiss for Disney Lorcana. In this format, the focus will be on playing for points rather than playing to win matches, which also reduces the impact of winning or losing the initial dice roll. At least that's their goal, right? So I'm gonna hold my opinions to the end. 2-game rounds consist of the following rules. A round is 2 games long or until time is called, following the standard end of round time procedures. A player earns 1 point for their ranking per game that they win. If a player wins both games, they earn an additional bonus point for a total of 3 points in that round. If at the start of the match, a die is rolled, the winner of this roll decides whether they want to start game 1 or game 2 of their match. The other player will start the match that is not selected by the winner of the die roll. So points are awarded as follows. 2 wins gives you 3 points. 1 win only gives you 1 point, which would mean a tie. And if neither of you wins, then neither of you get any points. So normally the way it would work is if you win your entire match, you get 3 points. And if you lose, you don't get any points. And if you draw, you get 1 point. That's usually how Swiss rounds are tallied. But in this scenario, you're going to be gaining a point if you win. Basically, what this does also is this deters people from going into time. It stops a lot of the draws from happening overall. One of the first things I noticed about Lorcana, especially in Chapter 1, was a lot of people were going into time and getting draws. And it's really disheartening when you try really hard in a tournament and you lose out because you have like way too many draws or something. And sometimes it is the opponent's fault, but most of the time it's probably your fault if you're getting draws. So in general, this is going to help avoid that. But their whole main goal was to, I guess, make it a more pleasurable experience for people who are playing tournaments, who when they're losing the die roll, that you're not going to be at a huge disadvantage. So I've never heard of this, and I'll be real with you, I'm not going to say I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little indifferent about it because regardless of what the format is, I'm going to try. I'm going to play. I'm going to try and win these prizes. I don't really care. I can play a best of 1 format, best of 3, best of 5. I can sit there all day. If you're telling me I can win some of these serialized prize cards, I will do what I can. But this is a very new thing to me and a lot of players. I have seen a lot of people just flat out and say they don't like it, you know what I mean? And I understand where they're coming from because personally I am used to the best of 3 format. I was honestly hoping they would add a side deck option to make the best of 3 format a little bit more pleasurable, you know what I mean? Or making like going first and second a little bit different. But instead, we are going to be getting these 2-game round formats. So basically, like I said, if you 2-0 your opponent, you're getting 3 points. You're going to benefit the most from 2-0ing your opponent. But if both of you win 1 and 1, you only get 1 point. So throughout 8 and 9 rounds of Swiss, it's obviously going to be more beneficial that you end up getting as many 2-0s as possible. But at the end of the day, the most beneficial way to play is so that you don't go into time. You don't get any draws. Because if you start doing that, then you're going to, if you take way too long and your opponent wins the first game, and you don't even get a chance to finish the second game, you're not going to get a point. Only your opponent is. So at the end of the day, it's going to help you learn to play faster. I guess it's supposed to make it so that if you lose the die roll game 1, and you're going to go first game 2, and that's it, But at the end of the day, I've 2-0'd plenty of opponents in Lorcana, and I've been 2-0'd plenty of times in tournaments in Lorcana. So I do feel like this is going to change the pace of the tournament a little bit. Maybe there's even some deck building strategies that focus more on, hey, I'll have a better time going second. That way, I'll have a much more beneficial win rate if I end up losing the die roll or if I don't get to go first, etc., etc. So just to briefly recap everything and share my opinions. Set 4 coming out in May. Super excited for that. Can't wait to play the Ursula cooperative mode and whatnot, and try and beat that story mode by myself, or maybe even get my girlfriend to play with me or something, because she's not really into card games because they're too competitive. But this might be a way to get her a little bit more into it, just have some family fun. I'm super excited about that. Secondly, I'm excited for these new Encanto characters that are coming into the Disney Lorcana space, etc. I know a lot of us are super hyped on these new characters, these Floodborns, these heroes, and a lot of this amazing artwork. So really big shout out to Team Lorcana for providing us this information, and obviously for providing their artists with the tools to be able to make some awesome cards for us. And again, big shout out to the Illumineers, man. Seeing you guys on stage was just like, honestly, like it made my heart really happy, because they were like one of the first YouTubers that I would watch back when I first heard about Lorcana. And Liam and Aaron are one of the nicest people that I've ever talked to. They put me on their podcast. I feel like they put me on when people didn't really know who Lorcana Goons was, and I really appreciate you guys for that. So seeing them up there, very well deserved. I love to see it, man. And then let's get on into the competitive stuff. My opinion on the competitive stuff: it's needed. We need a competitive circuit for Lorcana. Prize cards are definitely worth it. I can't believe that we're getting Disney character prize cards. We're getting a holographic playmat for top 16. I am gonna try harder than I've ever tried at anything in my life to try and win one of these, and that's saying something, because oh my goodness, like I'm a bit of a tryhard, you know. I want to win. I try a lot in these games. Me and my homies, we take a lot of time in our day to discuss the Lorcana game space, and I think that if you are a competitive player and you want to win one of these, or if you have a dream, it's definitely viable. You should definitely try. Even in this weird new best of 2 format, that's what they're calling it, even though it's not a best of 2 format or whatever, I do feel like it has a lot of potential, you know. And like I mentioned, my biggest concern is the player entry cap. Only 500 and some tickets available that you have to buy online to try and enter some of these events. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, they announced that if you make, I think it's top 8 of the Lorcana challenge, you will get an invite to basically your national championship. And that national championship hasn't really been talked about much. They did mention very briefly that there's going to be one for like North America, for the Europe championships, etc., etc. And if you get top, I think it's top 8 in the Lorcana challenge, you're going to be able to play in that national championships, which is crazy. And I'm pretty sure we can expect even more prize cards, more playmats, etc., etc. at those huge events. And they also mentioned that if you did not get your invite to that national championship, you can still show up to the event. There's going to be a day 0 qualifier. So that day 0 qualifier basically means that the day before, they're gonna host a tournament, and it'll probably be like top 4 players from that tournament will get their invite to that national event. And let's say you fly out to this national event, you enter the day 0 qualifier, and you don't make it. What do? They're gonna be hosting side events as well. So it's gonna be an event for everybody, not just the massive competitive people. And even if you are a huge competitive player and you don't qualify for this national level event, I say you still go, because there's going to be plenty of side events. I'm pretty sure they're going to have plenty of fan events going on, a bunch of meet and greets with the artists like we've all seen in all these other beautiful events. So you can already tell they're doing so much for the community. The Team Lorcana did mention that they still have a lot more to announce, so just stay tuned for that. And like I always say, my goons, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons. I'm super excited for what's to come. We will see you goons next time. Thank you so much for watching.